Hello and welcome to the stream. My name's Holdmykidney. For the second time, this is the second take doing this. I might be better known to you as one of the hosts of the Lave Radio podcast. I'm also the writer, producer, and one of the voice actors for Escape Velocity, which is the official Illy Dangerous full cast audio drama. Tonight I'm going to be streaming a bit of the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. This didn't go too well last week. Essentially, all of the characters in the Warlock of Firetop Mountain have their own special side quests, and I've been playing as Krea Datura, who's a kind of archer, type character. And anyway, I was very excited by this character because when I saw what her individual unique quest was for the game, I thought, this is brilliant. I recognise all of those elements. I know exactly what I'm doing to kind of complete her side quest, and then I think it was late. I think it was late in the stream. I just went the wrong way. I just was walking up this tower, and then I kind of saw to the right of me the room that I'd meant to go to, just kind of going past. So yeah. So welcome to the live chat. Commander Wotherspoon and Stoops X. Thank you very much for joining me, and everybody else who's watching. Apologies for that intro. I really thought the microphones were working there. So anyway, let's press on into this. It is a new game because I did die, but we are going to pick Krea Datura again, and I am determined that I'm going to get this right. Here we go. So the thing about this character is she's got kind of low stamina. I think her skill, her luck is middling. Her skill is very good, but the stamina is an issue. So I might be doing a certain amount of avoiding fights tonight, just because I want to kind of get her to the end and see her quest complete. I'm not too worried about the bonuses for multiple. I'm not too worried about bonuses for multiple Zagor keys, because I'm pretty happy that I kind of cleared up during the week what that's for, because I picked up somewhere you needed multiple keys for various things, yeah, nice product placement. Yeah, I know, that's right. There's this thing about needing multiple product keys, and I've been told what it is. Basically, if you have one Zagor key at the end of the game, you get 50 souls. If you have 2 keys, you get 100 souls. If you have 3 keys, you get 150 souls. So really, the souls are just used for unlocking bonus characters. So I'm not too worried if I get to the end and I only have 1 key. But I do know a few places to look for them. The keys do move around the mountain with each playthrough, but there are certain places where they can be found. And I'm pretty happy with finding where a lot of those are. So we're gonna go for it. Okay, I'm gonna skip through a little bit of the reading tonight, just because I've already done the beginning of this quest with her. So I'm gonna pick up the more exciting reading a little bit later in the journey, when I actually go the right way. It'll make a difference. Okay, so your patron, Astragal the Wizard, has tasked you with finding and destroying a vicious demon who dwells in a mirror, a doorway to the world of chaos. I know where that is. Not only must you slay the demon, but you must fill a chalice with blood from something called the Blood Font, in a part of the mountain known as the Domain of the Dead. This will apparently allow Astragal to seal the doorway forever. He has entrusted you with a silver chalice for your quest. So what's interesting is that you can actually pick up a chalice throughout the adventure. So even if you're not playing as Krea, you can still do elements of this quest, but this is kind of her specific thing that she needs to do. So I'm kind of interested to see how that'll impact on the kind of end of the game. Steve's Egg saying, "Tell us about Knight Rider again." No. You can hear my excitement about the Knight Rider PlayStation 2 game on the Lave Radio podcast 150. But yeah, I think I was ranting. Was I ranting last night? After I finished, I felt like I was a bit ranting. I think I was being a bit harsh, and it didn't intend to be. Anyway, so this character also, special ability, we have sleep bombs, which actually I'm probably going to be a bit more generous with tonight, because I think I didn't use them last time, and actually there are only limited instances they can be used, so I'm not going to be too afraid. Okay. Let's go this way, because I want to pick up the Aardwolf meat. Okay, so we're hiding from the Goblin Patrol. Okay, and we have avoided the fight with the rock grubs as well, which is handy. We don't charge the door down, because if we do that we fall into a pit, so we kick the door down. And if we go to the leftmost of these two caves, this is where we get the Aardwolf meat. So let's just grab that. Now, what I'm not sure about is whether to go for this cave on the right, because the cave on the right is a fight with slimy grubs or something like that. They do have a poison attack, which can kind of drain your stamina down a little bit. But having said that, it is one of the possible locations of a Zagor key. But I think for now I'm just gonna bypass it. There's plenty of other places we can pick them up. I really don't want to be losing stamina with this character because, yeah, she's kind of weedy from that point of view. I mean, it's middling. So in the original book, your stamina was based on 2d6 plus a base of 12. So 6 is kind of just below average. Average would be 19. So let's tiptoe past the orc. This is a skill test. Now, I have been told that you can slightly cheat the dice on this. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I kind of feel like if you're going to cheat the dice, you may as well just play in the free roaming mode. Okay. So we're going to throw the Aardwolf meat to the dogs, and we're going to skip right by them. Although, of course, if I'd lost a little bit of health in this early part of the game, I suppose I'd have got 5 back here. So yeah, maybe fighting those other slime grubs isn't such a bad idea, but I'm kind of being a bit cautious. Now, I got called out on one of my YouTube videos because I think somebody pointed out to me there's a box I keep forgetting to open. So if I see it today, I'm going to open it. Try to steal, yeah. Try to steal. Oh, we're testing luck, are we? Okay. That's pretty good. Right. So we've gained ourselves 4 gold. Follow the passage up. Into the room with the... there's a box in here that, as you've seen on previous episodes, I reckon, hopefully, contains a snake. So we're going to stick our weapon in the box. We have killed the snakes, but there was that box was one of the places you can find a Zagor key. So in this instance, we haven't found it. Now, do we go eastward, which is in, I think, to the Goblin training room? Let's do it because we're kind of stealthy, and I think we can skip a lot of the danger. I like the sound for this bit. That's one of the other reasons I come here. I like the sound of the orcs training and fighting. So yeah, weirdly, some of the music for the end of this game gets flagged by YouTube as a copyright infringement, which obviously then have to challenge and get them to remove it. But it's weird because it's just the backing music for the game. It's not this one. It's later on. I'll point it out. And I was chatting to Tin Man Games on Twitter, and they're all, they're fully licensed for all the music in this game. They use a combination of composers from audio blocks and battle bards who specialise in making kind of music for like role-playing games, and so you can download their music, and you can, if you're playing like a tabletop role-playing game, you can play it in the background for atmosphere, but they've licensed it for this. Did I shove my weapon in the Warlock's box? Yeah, I did. Yeah, not afraid to. So let's try to sneak to the doors at the east end of the chamber. So with this character, I'm always very happy with skill tests. It being, yep, even that's good. So apparently that's us sneaking past. I'm old-fashioned enough to think that stealth really ought to involve wearing a cardboard box So let's open the shield door first. I think there's nobody in here. Nope, there's an orc in here. Okay. I'm pretty happy. I'm going to fight these guys, actually. Let me just save my sleep bombs for another occasion. Stooptex is saying in chat, this would be a fun format to play some of the old D&D modules with. I mean, you can see how much love for Dungeons and Dragons there is in the way this game has been made, with the little miniatures kind of bobbing around on the screen. I think it's brilliant. And if you're new to the stream, this is your first sight of the combat system. So what's going to happen is I'm going to choose an action, either a move or an attack, and then the enemies are going to do their thing simultaneously. So there's a little bit of prediction and pattern learning that's required. I've also forgotten what my character's skills are, which is a little bit awkward. We've got a sideways attack here, which is worth 3. We've got an attack in front, which is worth 1. We've got a cooldown ability here, which is 4, and I think we've got, is this the character where we've got, yeah, we've got this crippling volley thing. So just for now, I'm going to do a tactical move, which was a good idea. So this one's attacking because he's wobbling, he's moving. I didn't see what he's doing, so I'm going to attack that. Oh, I guessed wrong. Okay. So he's moving. I'm going to attack that space. There we go. Perfect. So because I've managed to anticipate that movement, I don't take any damage and I get to hit them for free. Now if I attack at the same time as an opponent, that's when we kind of roll for it. So this guy here has got a skill of 7, I've got a skill of 10, so I've got an advantage of 3, so I'm going to try just hitting him and seeing what happens. So this is where we roll. So it's my 10 versus his, yep. That's fine, I do him damage. Let's... I think it's going to have to be an attack again. Nice, 1 down. And that's a free attack because he's not doing anything. He's attacking, so I might as well use this crippling volley. And that is it. That is how you do it without losing any stamina. Now, some of the patterns in the game are slightly harder to predict. They're obviously offset by things like furniture being in the way, and some characters have ranged attacks and reach and poison and burning and all these sorts of things. There is a small chest, 12 gold pieces, but no Zagor key. So we're leaving the armoury, and in this doorway here is, I think, the kitchen, and there's potentially a Zagor key inside the... do I disguise myself as an orc? Now, if I disguise myself as an orc, I upset the old man in the prison. Sorry, is my microphone a little bit loud? It looks like it's peaking a little bit. I'm going to turn it down slightly, but if I'm too quiet, do let me know. Yeah, there's an old man in a cell who goes crazy and attacks us if we're disguised as an orc, and I don't know if I want to help him on this run, or whether actually wearing the orc armour would help me avoid a couple of fights. I think, yeah. I'm gonna leave the orc armour behind. Okay, so let's leave the training hall. The gateway to the north is a training room which has kind of robot training devices in that attack you. No, there's a couple of you. There's a couple of you here. You're not on your own. Yeah, but it is Stoops. It is a really polished game. I think the graphic, I think the whole design of it's great. There's a kind of dwarven hall you come to later, which I think is really well designed. I just think the whole game looks great. In fact, my only slight disappointment with it, and I wonder if it's because it's only been designed to be viewed from this angle, you can't rotate your view at all. And I've mentioned on the stream a couple of times that I feel like I'd really like to be able to rotate round, but I think it's been designed to only... So like this facing wall here, I don't think that exists. I don't think they've coded it. I think that's why you can't rotate, but it feels a little bit strange not to be able to look round. I'm going to attack them both because, if I recall, they're a bit unhelpful. Right. So I've been chatting with Neil from Tin Man Games, who is they're the producers of this. I've been chatting to him a bit on Twitter over the week, and I've discovered some really interesting stuff about the artwork for the game, which I'm going to be talking about a bit later when I come across an example. I can't remember what just happened. I'm going to move just in case. There we go. Okay. So he's moving. So let's do that. There we go. That's a good free one. And good chance for crippling volley. Lovely. So yeah, let me just nip over to Twitter and just see what... because I was reminded what the name of the artist is. Russ Nicholson. So Russ Nicholson is the artist who did the original black and white drawings for the Warlock of Firetop Mountain paperback, and they've got him back to do some new illustrations for this game, because this game obviously adds a few new locations and new scenarios, and they wanted artwork that looked like the original artwork in the book, so they got the same artist back, which is really cool. And actually, it also turns out that Neil from Tin Man Games is a massive Elite fan, so there you go. Because everybody should be Elite fans, frankly. So in here there is a trap on this box. So if we carefully trigger the trap, there we go. Potion of invisibility. Lovely. So this is one of Russ's original drawings for the book, which has been lovingly colorized. I think they did a really good job. Hello Galzini, welcome to the stream. I'm sitting on these benches and resting, even though I haven't lost any health, because these actually serve as restart points for the game. So if I die, I have 3 resurrection stones. I get basically kind of 3 lives. It's very kind of early 80s. I get 3 lives to kind of restart from. Oh, so maybe this east is the one that is to the kitchen. Let's try it. So speaking of kind of having 3 lives and things being kind of like old games, I've been playing another game actually called what is it called? Captain Kaon. I was going to say Commander Kaon. That's way too much Elite for you. It's basically a game like it's kind of like an old Thrust clone, or it's a bit like, I used to play a game on the Amiga called Fly Harder, which was I think a Thrust game that was heavily inspired by the Stardust series. So it's kind of very nice graphics, but still essentially Thrust. And that's actually a game that I got as a sort of press review code thing. And it's actually on a bit of an embargo until Friday, so I can't share it or kind of talk, or kind of, you know, show any of it or anything like that. But that's kind of a really interesting game. So well, these orcs are just falling for it. What is going on? I can't help feeling I feel like I want an instant replay. Those goblins just walked into those shots. I didn't even have to roll. I didn't even move. Anyway. Oh wow, Garzini, you remember playing the Warlock of Firetop Mountain in a magazine where it was published in a serial way. I had no idea that that's how the game started off. That's really cool. So we've got a door to the north, door to the east, door to the south. Let's go. So let's farm this location for all it's worth. Bowls, plates and spoons, leather case. Open the case. Okay, we have the silver arrow. This is for killing the wight. Oh, and we get our 1 luck back that we spent earlier. So as with the book, every time you roll for luck, your luck goes down by 1. So the more you rely on luck, it kind of runs out. The thing where I think that doesn't quite work in this PC version is in the combat in the book, you could use luck to amplify your combat damage, and every time you used it, obviously your luck went down. Whereas in this game, your luck kind of gets used kind of, when it's not your choice so much. So I don't think that mechanic works quite as well with the luck reducing, because like I say, it's not your choice. But it is something to factor in. So I've used Crippling Volley for this character. That means these two characters now can't move, so I have an opportunity to hit with my really powerful shot, which is cool. So he's going to move. He's going to move again. So let's attack this space. Yep, that was a good choice. And I'm going to attack the space again because he's only got a skill of 5. Oh, he didn't even hit me. So this is boding very well. Tip over the pot. There was nothing in the pot. So the pot is one of the locations you can find a Zagor key. So because of my character's keen eye... hello Weaverish, welcome to the stream. So this character has a couple of special abilities, Keen Eye and Education, and her Keen Eye has allowed her to spot something in this room, which basically means my provisions have gone up, which is really good. So this is a very strong start to this run. I'm very happy at this point. So if we just look at our inventory here, we've now got 8 provisions, which is a lot. We've still got 3 resurrection stones. We've got the silver bow, which is used to kill the wight later in the game. We've also got our sleep bombs. We've got the chalice that we need for this special quest. We've got a whole load of background for Krea. I should read this actually. I haven't read this. I'll read it out in a minute. And then these are her attacks. So this is an attack of 1 to the front, an attack of 3 to one side, an attack of 4 at range, and then we've got this shaped attack here, which not only does 2 hit points damage, but actually stops them from moving for 2 turns, which means you can line up the more powerful attacks. It's really good. So let's read this. Krea Datura is a member of a nomadic clan of mercenaries that roam across the steppes of Kazan. Although her companions may be fearsome, Krea is a servant of good and an ally of Astragal the Wizard, for whom she acts as a link in his chain of information. She is a sure-footed and capable warrior, but she prefers to use her brains to avoid direct confrontation instead, luring enemies into traps or using the natural terrain to her advantage. She knows all the lands of Kazan and its myriad dangers like the back of her hand. So there you go. Cheers StoopsX, thanks for joining us. See you again soon. So yeah, these are her attributes. So she's educated, so she picks up on things like the dwarven architecture, and she knew to feed the aardwolf meat to the guard dogs. And Keen Eye is kind of like really good like perception in D&D. So you walk into a room, she'll kind of notice things that the other characters you play this game as wouldn't notice. Okay. So we're going to open the first door on the right, and we're going to calm down the old man. Apologies to those of you who are seeing this this stream for the first time. Because I've been doing a series of these as videos, I've actually seen the beginning part of this game quite a lot. So I'm kind of skimming through a lot of the description and not reading it out in full, but I'll be getting to that in a bit. So this is again one of the original illustrations for the book. Again, loving. So that's how it would have been in the paperback. And that's the colour version. I'm assuming that the colourised version was done for this PC game, but I don't know if there was ever a colour version of the original book printed. So that's, who knows. I should have asked Tin Man Games about that, actually. So if we shout at the old man, we calm him down. This does not work if we are disguised as an orc. He attacks us anyway. We gain a luck for helping him, so we didn't technically need that encounter, but I kind of feel good about it. So I'm going to open the second door on the left. So again, this room is one of the places you might find a Zagor key. Nothing. So I'm feeling a little bit like I need to... These other 2 rooms are fights, but I sort of feel like I need to do them in case there's keys, because we haven't picked up any yet, which is making me a little bit more nervous. Okay, I'm going to try and help the dwarf. I don't think he makes it anyway, but it feels good to help. Okay. Couple of goblins. We've got skill levels of 5 and 5. I'm not too concerned then. There we go. He's going to have to roll better than that to hit me, I think. There we go. Oh, I've lost some stamina. Ah, I should have seen that coming. So he's moving again, so there we go. Still though, only 2 stamina. Examine the dwarf's boot. Out comes a small, smooth stone. Oh, I'm going to take the stone. Oh, a dwarven rune. Okay. I'm going to take the cheese. Why would you not take the cheese? Of course, I'm not totally sure that I want to eat any cheese that goblins have been keeping, but it's bound to do something good. Now, interesting enough, is this slimy creature, is it going to fight the goblin as well? Or is it just fighting me? Oh, I didn't check its skill. I might regret this. Okay, that was a draw. It's got a skill of 7. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's go for... Oh, I don't know. I wasn't watching what they were doing. Okay. So this is an attack and a move. So I'm going to move, hopefully out of the way. So he's moving, he's moving. If they both move into the same space, they'll knock each other back. So I think I'm going to try my near shot. Perfect. I'm going to move out the way. Ouch. He's moving, so I'm going to try crippling volley. Perfect. He's now mobilised. Now I think my near shot has now got a cooldown of 2, so I'm not going to get to use it. So I think I shall just... I'm going to move for now. Ah. Okay, it's a roll against each other. Oh no! Ah, let's try... Okay, I'm going to move. Right. Oh, it's another roll. He's making me roll for it. Don't make me roll for it. Yes. Good. Okay. I'm taking the blue candle. I have no idea what the blue candle does. Okay. Ah, this is tricky. We still don't have a Zagor key. So if I'd been disguised as an orc, I could have avoided this particular fight. Good game. Okay, these guys are attacking, so I'm going to use my crippling volley, which means I'm going to get to finish one of these guys off pretty swiftly. And then I'm going to move. It's a clash. It's my 10 versus his 5, so it's going to take a lot. I'm going to move... Yeah, I can only do 1 in like a head-to-head clash, so I think it's better for me just to have discretion as a better part of valour. Oh, no, that was a mistake. So he's going to move again. Let's use the near shot. Ah. Okay, fine. Fine, do it that way. Alright. Now, I need to know... Last time I played this, I noticed that you have this thing that says, your keen eye notices that the left lever looks misshapen, and I thought, oh, if it's misshapen, it must be really interesting. So I thought I'd pull it, and it's actually a sword that's disguised as a handle, and you cut your fingers. So let's not pull the left lever. Let's pull the right lever. Okay, so let's have a little look around at where we are. Oops, not that one, not that button, this button. So we have a choice. If we go... I'm trying to remember what some of the different options are. If we go west, then north, that is all the stuff with the spiders. If we go west and then west, I can't totally remember what that is, but it takes us to a different part of the river, and we have to do some swimming. If we go east and across the bridge, that takes us through the Dwarven Hall. I think what I'm going to do is... I might go through the spiders again, looking for Zagor keys. Okay, let's go this way. I'm going to do this bit with the spiders because it's exciting. Okay, there is a great ogre. I'm going to try the... Do I do the sleep bomb or do I do the potion of invisibility? I think I tried the potion of invisibility and it didn't work out too well for me. Does the sleep bomb work? Let's try it. Weaverish, you followed the Animal Crossing Noir series. That was such a personal project. I loved doing that, and it was great when Andy from Game People asked me to kind of bring it back and finish the series because I did it years ago when I first got Animal Crossing New Leaf, yeah, I did like 4 parts, didn't I? And I really loved it. It was such a great personal project. And I really wanted to finish it. And then, funnily enough, Andy from Game People, who I originally pitched Animal Crossing Noir 2 years ago, and he didn't really necessarily understand where I was coming from with it. He then heard Escape Velocity, which is my, as I mentioned earlier, it's my Elite Dangerous full cast audio drama. And he heard it and was like, wow, you know, this is great. I'd love to work with you on something like this. It's like, it'd be great if we could do something maybe more based on something for kids, because his whole kind of site is a family gaming thing. And I said, well, I've got this Animal Crossing thing. And he's like, he went and listened to it and he's like, wow, this is really good. And I said, yeah, I know. I said, I suggested it to you years ago and you didn't want to do it. And he's like, oh, right, I didn't really understand what you were intending. So having then heard those first 4 episodes, he was like, great, we should do this. So he then commissioned me to produce the full 10 episode run that we did, and then I provided him with a bunch of screenshots, and he put that YouTube motion comic together that goes with it, that takes it all the way up to episode 10. So that was really good fun to work on. I think it's one of these series that people don't get the concept, and then they watch it or they hear the podcast and they're like, oh yeah, that really kind of works. But I think you have to experience it to know that. Maybe I don't explain the concept very well. But yeah, Animal Crossing Noir, go and check that out if you haven't seen it or heard it. I'm going to try the sleep bomb. Okay, so the sleep bomb has successfully knocked the ogre out. He has a pouch around his neck. We have a Zagor key! Whoop whoop! All aboard the Zagor key train. Awesome. Right. Now, if we... hello Grant. Hello Psycho Cow. If you're watching the stream, I'm going to make sure I find the bit in the game that has your name on it. Because you're in this game. So if we go through the fissure, that takes us into spiders and stuff. If we go back the way we came, that's a slightly more known quantity. I don't know, I've got a lot of provisions. I'm feeling good. There are certain instant death things, though, in the Spider Cavern. Yeah, if you haven't checked the update, if you've only heard the first 4 episodes of Animal Crossing Noir, it does go up to episode 10, and it is on YouTube, and it's got images with it. It's like a motion comic thing that we did. No, do you know what? I'm gonna wimp out. I really want to finish this quest. It's making us go this way. This is making me nervous. You cautiously continue down the rocky corridor and stop in front of an open portcullis entrance built into the stone. The sound of clinking chains and monstrous growls can be heard. The corridor continues on to the west. Ah, the Acolyte. Now, so this is what I was saying about Russ Nicholson, who is the artist for the original Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Now, this image here, I believe, because I remember the book quite keenly, this image here wasn't in the original book. So this is a new drawing by the same artist who did the art for the original book. And I think, I mean, like, to me, I kind of feel like I can tell. But I don't know if that's because... I don't know if that's because I know the original art so well, or whether I think there's something slightly cleaner about this new artwork. I wonder if it's maybe the changeover to like digital painting, and whether those other images were actually scanned from original masters. I don't know, but yeah, It's nice. They're nice. They're nice images, and they're very in keeping with the original style. I guess Cow isn't in chat. I think I'm being hosted by the Lave Radio Twitch, so he might be watching it on that. Or maybe he just clicked on and then left. It's always possible. Okay, so the terrified young acolyte. My name is Ian the White. I am a humble student seeking entry into the School of Sorcery. Let's ask about the school. I don't think I did that last time. You ask the young acolyte about the School of Sorcery. It's highly prestigious, he sniffs, and highly dangerous. There are all sorts of magic traps to keep novices out, and even then you must meet the approval of the elemental masters. Okay, so do you think there's the hungry doors just ahead, but I know a trick to get through those. Simply say the words dinner time and they'll stop moving. Interesting. Now, I'm a bit confused here. Which way takes us into the School of Elemental Magic? Is it that way, or is it this way? Ah. Does it say anywhere? Did I miss it? Does it say where he came from? You stop in front of an open portcullis entrance built into the stone. The corridor continues. Okay, so the corridor continues to the west. So the open portcullis entrance is. It's that. Ah, I see it. It's because of the angle. You can't see the portcullis. Okay, let's go that way then. Particularly if we've been given a tip to get through a trick door. Stepping through the portcullis, you enter a stone-flagged dungeon cell with the floor covered in a green slime and littered with bones and filth. There are also some broken pieces of furniture. However, none of this is as important as the huge, hideous, green-skinned creature standing in front of you. It is a troll. A strong chain tethers it to the wall, preventing its escape. However, the chain is long enough for the troll to easily reach you around the room. Fight the troll. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to continue watching the series, please click on the next episode or click on the subscribe icon. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon.